Hello. So good afternoon. I don't know when are you watching, but good afternoon or good evening. Okay. So today's topic is about it's not topic. It's the comparison between React.js and Next.js. So first we basically talk about what these are. So React is built by Meta. It is a JavaScript uh, library, UI library. So user interface library, we use it to make a front-end UI of a website. Okay, it is a really good library. It is component based. It provides lots of states and all, but it has some flaws. Like, oh, so first we talk about why Meta made it. So when they are using like they want to, if we are clicked a button and it's changing uh, states, means changing some values in different elements. Like if we click add and it is adding one here, but it's very time consuming, slow and expensive in the old JavaScript, because it has to load or regenerate all the components or HTML. It has to re-render all the things in one, means after every click. Okay, but so they faced it, so they made React virtual DOM. What happens in virtual DOM in React, that though we make a copy of original DOM into memory and it saves the main DOM. Okay, um, in a copy. Okay, then what we do, after user clicks something, then that new generated DOM and this old one, we compare them both, and after comparing them both, whatever changed in the new DOM, we specifically change that in our main DOM. Okay, that is called diffing, means comparing and all, and all the process is called reconciliation in React. And what happens in server side, when we render, we get a JavaScript file, a HTML file, that is, it is empty file. We get an empty file, like root, only one div exists there, that root, and one connecting script is there, bundle.js, where all the JS like 500 KB to 2 MB is present there. And what we do is, after we get JavaScript bundled here, we, in the browser, we get empty file and a JavaScript file. So after getting in the browser, we execute it, run it, and then we load that into our empty HTML. Okay, so what happens then, that when, because I will explain first that Google, about search engine optimization, where we rank our website based on the indexes HTML. So we have got the empty HTML, right? So how a Google scroller can find or rank it in others, like they have HTML and we don't, so how it can rank? So to rank we need HTML, but in React it is empty. So after means it's empty, so don't Google crawler don't recognize the HTML elements and couldn't couldn't could not, means it could not rank it. So what we do is, um, what we means we can't do anything because it's just React, and also we have to wait, because to execute and load, React needs like 2 to 3 seconds, and it is called time to uh, contain paint, something like it. It takes time. We have to see blank page 2 to 3 seconds. So it has downside because SEO is not optimized. So here the Next.js comes. What Next.js does is very different and absolute great work done by Vercel. The Next.js made by Vercel. So what it does is, it is a server side rendering. Okay, so what it does, it renders the all the React, JavaScript and all in the server, and then sends the complete HTML to the client. So it directly loads, it saves time and the computation power of browser, uh, and also best optimization we can get from this. So there are different type of like renderings. Like first is server side rendering, SSR, where what now I explained, that is server side. What it does, like if you click on a link of article, it goes to that article, means page, or means that request goes to the server of Next.js. Then it requests, the Next.js server requests the database, get fresh latest data from the database, and it builds the components on it, then sends that complete HTML to the server, is client, and then client gets the all, and then React does its things like generating forms, click interactivity, dynamic. React makes it dynamic, and we get the full page, and it is called hydration. Okay, so now one thing comes in mind. Sorry, I just forget path. So what after that, what the second rendering is SSG, static site generation, where like some websites don't need any like updation every time, so we just pre-build all the HTML and JavaScript and just upload to a CDN, content delivery network, and get it from that very fast. So what we do is, we just do next build, we run on a terminal that next build, and it preloads, pre-builds all the HTML and all things, goes to data set and take database and fetches data from it and builds each component first, and then uploads it and to CDN, and we get it fully. So it has downside that what after changing. So there comes a next, that is called ISR, incremental site generation. What it is it is the same like the SSG, but what it does next is, what it does new is that it provides an incremental or a time that after a certain time it reloads. Like if a user goes on a shopping site, it sees a value of like he is buying some kurta, let's say a kurta that is ra Jodhpuri kurta, its price as 37,000, but after he is visiting that, after some time uh, the price changes. So after, let's say after 60 second, price changes. When the new user comes, he will see new prices, but that user will not see, it will see the same price, but then after 60 second, whoever the next person comes sees the new price, but the person who is on that site from start, he have to load, then he will also see the results. So this is ISR, incremental site generation. There is a React server component, where um, suppose we don't have to run all the things here in the browser, in on client server, means client side. So some of them, like getting some data from the DB, we can use the we can use like we can write the code on server, then that of React. Absolutely, we can write the code of React in server that gets the data, then that data is loaded to a component or HTML, and we send that HTML to our client. Then client browser loads it with forms and all, after means all component things, then it shows to user. Means user browser doesn't need to do all things, so it is called server, React server. Okay, then there is another thing that Next.js provides. Like in React we can't do like routing, we have to install new extension or import the new library of router if we want to jump through pages. Like I am going through this home page to next page, like home page to next, about us, or anything like that. So for that we have to install new library. Okay, import. But in Next.js it is pre-built, like you can directly go and tell the that if user clicks this, go to this, just directly built in, no okay. And another feature is endpoints. Means it is a Next.js is a full framework that provides backend API endpoints. You can directly connect it to the API and directly make calls to the database. Like React needs like separate database, two repository, or one is repository for front end, for database, and two. But the Next.js needs only two. There is no problem. So also React developers, means React means Meta also says use Next.js for big applications, but for small applications like that don't need SEO rendering, you can use React. It's good, but for big applications you have to use React. So that's all for today. We will see tomorrow next topic. Okay, bye then. Okay, bye.